Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price action has been very slow today. Not only Bitcoins, but overall it was just a day of consolidation, just a boring day of consolidation. And we want to talk about the microstructures here on the 1 hour or 30-minute charts, talk about the structures here and which scenarios we have to deal with. I think we should start with the short-term bullish scenario. Then we also talk about a short-term bearish scenario. So first of all, for anybody who maybe is new on the channel, if you don't know about our perspective, then let me first introduce you to our main thesis here. The main thesis on this chart is that Bitcoin is in an overall bullish cycle and that the current pullback is only a wave 4, which should lead to wave 5 to the upside to round about $80,000 plus. However, there are different ways how the current correction can unfold. So first of all, let's actually start with the directly bullish, short-term bullish and overall bullish scenario. In this scenario, and this has become far less likely today, I have to say, in this scenario, the wave 4 already bottomed. Okay, so that is a possibility. Wave 4 might have bottomed. I did explain to you that it is possible that the market formed a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, but then we were just watching if the market could hold this upper support area, which could then be a wave 4 pullback. And if we get one more high, then we have 5 waves, ideally in an impulse. At the moment, I don't believe this scenario anymore. I mean, I was simply watching it, as I mentioned in the last video. I also was mentioning that the yellow count is still what I'm primarily following. However, obviously I always have to be focused on, the assumption that I could be wrong, right? So I always test my own assumptions. So therefore, I also gave you here the idea of a more direct pathway to the upside, because if that happens, we certainly don't want to miss it, right? However, in this scenario, ideally the price wouldn't have broken below the 50% Fibonacci level. Now, you could argue it's not a sustained break, yeah, but the wave 4 there in white is very protracted and it looks more like an AB now. So I have taken white off the chart and I will probably also take the orange support region of the chart, the upper support box. You know the level, 65,080, but it appears to me that this is just a 3-wave rally and it failed to create 5 waves, at least in an impulse. And I'm rather inclined to see any further upside here within the yellow count only, because the market hasn't given us the 5th wave to the upside, which should have developed like this, okay? Then I would have said, okay, my main assumption, which is the yellow count, which suggests a more extended correction, I will probably overthink that and revise that, and we'll probably rather focus on more direct upside. But here you can see how important it is to be focused on the nuances in the charts and to watch those details, okay? So I rather focus on yellow, which is here this A, B, C structure. I already gave you a support area in the previous video. I mean, technically, I could also add the 38.2 Fib level, and that is sort of the support area for this B wave pullback right now. The price is already in the support region for a B wave. B could bottom here at any point, but there is absolutely no evidence at this stage that it has done that. What I would like to see is possibly here a break above this trend line to indicate that wave B has bottomed. And then we could look at a C wave rally to the upside. So A wave up, B wave down, C wave up. So short-term bullish is basically still possible, as I just showed you in the white count, but not very likely anymore. So to be honest, yeah, you could call it short-term bearish, which is the yellow count here, because it can still drop a little lower. But to be honest, it's also now in a support region and could reverse here to the upside at any point. And that still is my preferred scenario. Remember that I explained that due to the tendency of wave 4 corrections to extend, I rather see the wave 4 here, and this is an A wave, B wave, C wave. Now I would prefer a high B wave because it would be more bullish, and then the C wave to the downside has a better chance of holding that orange support zone. This is the larger support zone of the larger cycle that really ideally holds to maintain our perspective of a bullish cycle. So, yeah, so this is the yellow count, my preference. In this scenario, the price would turn around before breaking below 62,303. And we have additional support at 63,525 and 64,400. And then, because I've taken white off the chart, red becomes possible. This would indicate that the B wave that I like to see up here somewhere, maybe in the low 70K region or high 60K region, well, this B wave might have topped already. Yeah, but then I need to see a break below 62,300 to confirm that. And we're likely going to test the 55K level then. So they are the three scenarios. The white count, which is the directly bullish one, the least likely one. The yellow one, which is sort of maybe a little lower in the short term, but then we should see a more healthy wave B. That's the preferred one. And yeah, that's the yellow one, preferred count. Should find support here and then rally into the high 60K region. And red is possible. Just something to add, because you need to know what's happening below 62.3K. What if yellow wave B here doesn't find support here and instead breaks below 62.3K? Well, it would be red. Okay, it would be red, and we would have said, okay, it's probably A wave down, shallow B wave. I mean, it's not that shallow. It actually reached the golden ratio level, but still, I prefer a more pronounced B wave. Well, then we would come down in wave C. They are the scenarios we're watching. Not really anything changed, but I added the red count as an additional one because I've taken white off the chart. But they're all still possible. Bear in mind that in corrections, I mean, we're dealing with a B wave here, yeah? So B waves are the most difficult waves to track and predict. So we need a bit of flexibility, but I think the parameters are very, very clear. So yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.